The effects of medicinal drugs on drivers while driving. A driver must not take medicinal drugs without the supervision of a doctor. Drivers must not go on the road when they are taking medicines that would affect their concentration, mood, and reflexes. Medicines that affect the ability of drivers. Medicines for the treatment of blood pressure, nausea, allergies, inflammations, and fungal infections. Tranquilizers, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Diet pills. Cold and flu medicines. The effects of absent-mindedness on driving. How can a driver reduce absent-mindedness while being on the road? Avoid browsing the mobile phone or making calls. Collect loose things inside the vehicle and put them in a bag before driving. Ask passengers to keep quiet and not to divert your attention. Stop tuning the radio or playing CDs while driving. Not to get distracted by looking beyond the road, like looking at advertising billboards. The effects of using mobile phones while driving. Mobile phones preoccupy drivers and slows their reflexes and reactions. These are among the common mistakes they cause. Entering and exiting lanes on multi-lane roads in a wrong way. Unstable driving. Example, increasing or decreasing speed without reason. Difficulty in keeping a safe distance with other vehicles. The inability to properly estimate distances and safe gaps. To avoid traffic accidents resulting from the use of mobile phones, the driver must follow the following steps. Only use the mobile phone when the vehicle is completely stopped. Ask any of the passengers to answer the incoming calls. Divert phone calls to voice messages. Driving with sun glare. It may be difficult for drivers to see the road ahead when driving against sun glare at dawn and sunset. A driver should follow the following instructions. Reduce speed at these times and circumstances. Pay attention to traffic and potential risks around him. Wear sunglasses when driving and using the sun visor to reduce the glare of the sun. Driving in rainy weather. Rain causes slippery roads, especially during the first drops of a rainy day. Vehicles during rainy days will need more braking distance due to the slippery nature of the roads. Sliding vehicle. A vehicle slides due to many common factors and elements, like speeding, tires pressure, tires condition, and road surface conditions. To avoid vehicle sliding, the driver should do the following. Reduce speed to less than 80 km per hour. Maintain a sufficient safe distance from other vehicles, and if possible, driving in the central lane because water tends to collect in the outer lanes. Grasp steering wheel firmly and avoid braking or speeding. What to do when the vehicle is sliding? Switch on warning lights. Reduce your speed gradually by releasing the accelerator. When sensing your vehicle is under control, brake gently or increase the speed. Look at mirrors to know if there are other vehicles on the road approaching your own vehicle. What to do during a rainy day? Visibility may be poor due to heavy rain. This forces drivers in such conditions to do the following. Use windscreen wipers. Reduce speed to a great extent. During heavy rain conditions, a driver must park his vehicle at the side of the road until the rain stops. Switch on vehicle front lights. Driving in foggy conditions. Fog reduces visibility levels during driving. If the driver could not postpone his trip to another time, he has to follow the following guidelines and steps. Reduce speed to give yourself sufficient braking time and avoid danger. Use low headlights or fog lights. When the driver faces heavy fog formations, he should use the mirrors and brake gently so that his vehicle lights warn other drivers on the road. Make sure that the highlights are not lit by mistake, because highlights increase the poorness of visibility. Keep an eye on the speedometer so as not to overspeed your vehicle. If the driver cannot see the road in front of him for more than 12 meters, he has to reduce his speed to less than 40 kilometers per hour. Use the windscreen wipers and the humidity remover. Be aware of other drivers who are not using their headlights. Keep a sufficient distance between yourself and the vehicle in front of you. Use the right edge of the road as a guide while driving. Driving in sandstorms. Sand particles reduce the friction between tires and road surfaces. Dust in turn reduces visibility. Drivers cannot differentiate the edge of the road. Drivers during sandstorms should do the following. Reduce the speed to go with the wind speed and the level of sandstorms. Keep a safe distance from other vehicles. Drive at a safe speed that is suitable for road conditions. It may not be suitable for drivers to drive their vehicles in sandstorms during daylight, unless the driver is using convergence light, the two rear lights and the number plate light. Switch glare light to convergence light to prevent dazzle vision. Any red light must not appear in the front of the vehicle. Driving at night. Driving at night requires a lot of effort, attention and alertness, so the following is recommended. Make sure the windscreen is clean. Do not use the high beam lights facing other vehicles. It is better to use the low beam light inside cities and the high beam lights on the outside road except in the following cases. If there's a vehicle near you. If there's a vehicle on the opposite side. When any other driver attempts to harass you, reduce your speed and keep at the right lane until the driver overtakes you. Avoid looking at strong lights that tire the eyes. Don't turn on the internal lights of the vehicle while driving, except if necessary. In case of overtaking, use the low light in order not to confuse other drivers. Never use the horn at night at all, and always use the flashlights to warn other drivers.